Hi friends! So let me fill you in on what's happened the last few days. My last day in Thailand was really awesome and I already missed Thailand. Then the next day I hopped on a plane and now I am in Myanmar. So our 2 days exploring Yangon begins now, and the first stop is called the Inle Pagoda. Well, that's actually it for right now. I decided not to go inside. It was really nice from the outside though. Now I'm going to head to a market, and this market's supposed to be really huge. My phone actually told me not to go on Google Maps, said it was too busy. Well, that was a really large market, and I plan to go back tomorrow. Now we're heading to a place called Garden Alleys. An NGO had recreated these sites that used to be dump sites and turned them into areas with street art and plants for children to play. Well, these alleys are not what I pictured at all. I don't think any kids are playing there. It is not safe with the thousands of cars driving through in the super narrow lanes. But it was a fun place to walk around. They're interesting streets with lots of street food and people selling things. Just not the gardens I pictured. Hello adventurers, and welcome to Bagan, Myanmar. Let me just tell you right now though, if you're watching this video expecting to see hot air balloons, you might want to click off. Right now it is actually the off season, so the hot air balloons unfortunately are not going, which is a little bit sad, but Bagan is still incredible. Myanmar is incredible, and I highly recommend visiting even if you can only visit during the off season, like me. We got invited to a Myanmar language school, which was incredible. We just went inside and got to talk to the students. They just taught me all about Myanmar, and they're telling me about their culture, but I was also teaching them about my culture. They were asking questions, and it was just a really incredible, like, local, authentic experience that I think travel is all about, sharing cultures and customs, and it was just amazing. They had made it in front of me and had put it on me, which I thought was really sweet, and they explained it to me and told me what it was. So they said that 1, it's sunscreen, 2, it's a face mask, and it's supposed to be really hydrating, and sometimes they even sleep with it. It's really good for your skin. And then 3, it's for beauty. Then we went to the pagoda. You need to go to the pagoda it is amazing. You have to go at sunset. It is one of the best things I've seen on this whole entire trip. It was incredible seeing it at sunset, and I highly recommend. Then after that, I arrived in Bagan. I had taken a night bus, and then I woke up, and immediately I went on this bike tour. So I rented an e-bike for the very first time, and it was very scary. It was fine on the dirt roads, but we went on the main road a lot with a ton of traffic, and it was terrifying, and I don't think I'm ever going to do it again, but it was the best day. We just drove around. The guide showed us different temples, explained different temples. We saw a lot of the big highlights and a lot of the main ones, and I just loved it. What I loved even more though was the drive itself. It's just so adventurous. You feel like Indiana Jones or something. I don't know, but there's the big green grass everywhere, and you're driving along like a dirt road, and you see like all these temples. It is so cool. So cool. I'm having the best time in Bagan. I love Myanmar. And this is even without the hot air balloons. There actually are no hot air balloons. I think it's like the start of the season. However, it was cloudy last night. We tried to see the sunset. The sunset and the sunrise were both a bust, like cloudy, but that's okay because it's not just about hot air balloons. It is an incredible country, an incredible location, and absolutely beautiful. And today I'm going to show you some of the more off the beaten path temples because I'm walking I do not have a bike today. I'm walking close to my hostel. Most of these are just not the huge ones. Like right now, there's nobody around, and we just get to explore temples all to ourselves. Ancient, incredible temples, and we just get to walk around. Well, I thought I was coming back the way I came, but now I'm not so sure because I'm not sure if I recognize this. So now I ran into these temples that are falling apart a little bit because they're really old, but you could actually go in and explore them, which is really, really cool. I got to climb on a temple! So I thought that all the temples were like, you were banned from climbing and you weren't allowed to anymore, but this one you actually were allowed to climb. And I think maybe because this one is more of a ruin, so I guess some of them you can still climb. And it's a lot of fun. It's been a fun few hours getting to explore so many different temples and getting to walk around them on foot. So if you're on a budget like me, because Myanmar will not accept your debit card, it is possible to walk around by foot, depending on where you're staying, I guess. But thank you for watching this video. Bagan is incredible. You don't need to travel during the high season. The off season is still beautiful and adventurous and fun. And Myanmar overall is just incredible. There's just such like an authenticity here.
After leaving Bagan, I went to the traditional fishing village, Inle Lake. Our morning started with a beautiful sunrise over the lake where we saw fishermen starting their morning. We continued through the village, passing by homes and businesses floating above the water on stilts. Our first location was a market with local produce. Here we also saw beautiful white and gold pagodas. We made our way back to the boat where we passed by an incredible area with lily pads as far as the eye could see. It was a magical experience that videos just couldn't capture. We continued to our next stop, which was a jewelry factory. Apparently I didn't take any videos, but here's what it looked like from the outside. After a short boat ride, we made it to a clothing shop. Here they make silk from the lotus plant. I loved learning about this difficult process from the hardworking ladies you see here. We made it back to the boat for our journey to our next destination. We arrived at a cat village with incredible scenery. Our next stop was a cigar factory. We learned how they are made, their ingredients, and their unique flavors. We ended our day with a visit to a floating garden. Overall, I had an incredible day out on Inle Lake. Myanmar overall was eye-opening, authentic, and simply magical.